And as Indian taxi drivers are very witty, he said, "Oh, madam, but maybe he is here. He has another residence here, just 30 minutes by taxi away from traveling from Bangalore. There is his residence there as well." And I was thinking, since I never saw a living saint, since I never know how the holy person lives, let me go and have at least a look at the residence to get some idea what it's about. And other two people in my party, they said they agree with that. And we came to, in that time called, and now it's called Whitefield. And we came to the gate of Brindavan, this is in Whitefield. We came with our taxi from Bangalore from the left, and Baba came. And another Mercedes, red Mercedes, came from the right, and we met exactly in front of the gate. And suddenly we realized that these people behind the gate, there was only maybe 10 people altogether. They started to some commotion, and they were very excited. And they opened the gate, and they gave us the sign that this Mercedes, they go first. And they went in, and we followed. And then when our car was in taxi, they gave us a sign, get out of the car, and we had to jump out of the car, and we sat there on some round beton cement circle, and there was altogether maybe suddenly 20 people in presence. And this orange man that I saw pictured in taxi came out of his Mercedes and started to walk towards us. I did not know, even at that very moment, I did not remember his name. I did not know who he is, what he represents, what is he all about, why those people are so excited, why they are kissing his feet. I was just staying there, not knowing on which planet I was, you know. And suddenly he started to walk towards me, and I was sitting in the middle of this block all by myself. And he came, and he was rocking left and right, like many times after I saw the same movements. And he looked at me, and he looked at me, and it felt like it was eternity. And I had experience at this very moment that I do have a soul, and this soul in me is the same as in him, and I felt this unity. It was, I don't know who pondered into whom. Suddenly it was all explosion of light, or something blue, or something that was hidden and closed before that very moment. And he went then around and to give me time to put myself together, and he came back, and the same experience repeated. He was still staying with me, but smiling this time, like we know each other very well, and we will see each other again. And he walked away. After this episode was over, I went to accommodation office. There was an old gentleman, Indian gentleman. This very moment I would not be able to recollect his name.
Ramabumbum?
No. No, the first one who worked ever in this office. I asked him, please, where can I see this man again? I want to see him again. And he said, Madam, you can't see him again because he is on his way to the airport. He is just right now flying to Mumbai. And he wrote on a small piece of paper an address. It's called Dharmakshetra, and the name of the suburb. And I thanked him, and I went back to this party of mine, of two others in the taxi, and I said, I don't know how about you, and I'm going right now to the airport, and I'm going to change my ticket. Instead going to Chennai, I'm going to Mumbai. And after 2-3 minutes of discussion, they agreed. They also wanted to go to Mumbai. So next day morning we were at Dharmakshetra Baba place in East Andheri in Mumbai, and their whole new chapter of the most valuable time of my life opened.
What year?
1980.
This was 1980.
Yeah. May, 26th of May. Baba was going once a year to, every year in May he was going to Dharmakshetra, and all his devotees from the whole area would come, and they would gather under big canopy, colorful and beautiful, and there was a program, and Baba would walk around among people, and he would materialize. And that very day I was so exhausted, and so probably effect of day before when he pondered into my eyes for so long, something unlocked and unblocked within me, and I burst into the tears, and I was really crying very hardly in a whole few hours. In fact, we came there 6 o'clock in the morning, but first morning darshan was over, and we did not know that there will be afternoon darshan. So we were hanging around until somebody told us, don't be unhappy, don't cry, Baba will come tonight afternoon. And there was a doctor who was in charge of the darshan there in Dharmakshetra, and he came to me, he folded up his hands in front of his face, and he said, Mom, nobody should be very unhappy today, nobody should cry, God is here. And since I did not know very good English, I thought I must have misunderstood something what he is saying. And he said, because you are crying so hard, you will have the base sit. And he placed me into the front row in front of Baba chair. This was the day when I first time in my life I put sari on, which I did not know how to wear, and I was all the time scared it will all jolly thing fell off me in front. There was such a huge number of people. And then I was, I never said before, I was never ever sitting cross-legged on the ground, and this was a very painful thing. After several hours I thought I'll never be able to walk again. And then when Baba came out, and I was so close, he came several times to look at me and to encourage me or to show me that he knows how I feel and that he cares about. And then he waved his hand. First he materialized things for men, or not far, just in front of my nose, only on the left. And then he came to me and he waved his hand. He wanted to materialize something for me. But somehow I did not know what's going on and everything, but my soul did. So I suddenly screamed, no, no. I didn't want to have any material present from him. And he just smiled and put his hand down, and I was very happy not to have any watches, any rings, and any of those things. They did not mean anything to me, but he did everything. He meant everything. So, and he was very pleased with this. I have heard after that a lady who was many years after Veronica, who was in charge of Western Canteen in Puttaparthi, Baba materialized several things for her, and one day she rubbed it all into one piece of paper, and when Swami came, she put it into his palm, and she said, I don't want this I don't want to say junk. She didn't say that word, but she said, this has no value for me. I want the real thing. And I did not know in that time what she meant under the real thing. Later, when I knew her well, and I learned this was so-called liberation or moksha that she was after. She didn't want to have all the jewelry and diamonds and gold and so on.